Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming to you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central. On a new day with a proverb. How about that? You know, I never do proverbs. I just do them every day. A proverb is the horse of conversation. When the conversation lags, a proverb revives it. And that's a proverb from the country of Niger or Niger, however you want to say it. The French say it Niger. The British say it Niger. So you can say it either way. I like Niger myself because it was colonized by the French. So I like to keep that part in mind, is that it was colonized by the French. That's why we don't see very many people from Niger over here. We see Nigerians, but not the citizens of Niger. I don't even know what you call them because it sounds weird to call them Nigerians. All right. Meanwhile, we're moving on. I just say that one more time in case you missed it. A proverb is the horse of conversation. When the conversation lags, a proverb revives it. So a proverb is the horse of conversation. And then we got a poem today from V.S. Chochezi. Okay, Dr. V.S. Chochezi. So she's got a doctorate degree now, but truthfully, her credentials in my mind come not so much from the her time in school, but from the fire coming from the pages there where she has penned some of her poetry, and her mama. Okay, because both of them is bad. So out of Mudcloth Roots, we've got a poem by the name of Far Above the Surface. You probably also know someone like this. She pens 4 alarm fire poems. Words show insight, high wisdom, far above the surface, where it is too easy to underlook. Smoke rises from pages, fire rages, word flames, singe your thoughts. She's loquacious, gregarious in most settings, but her poems lie quietly smoldering on pages in notebooks, on obscure websites, and in anthologies tucked away on scant bookshelves. She's wrestled her nerves and shared her words before appreciative crowds at times, and I long to see her stand before people again to spark their spirits with her young, innocent, wise thoughts. Confident, strong, raw, and real, she pens 4 alarm fire poems, extreme wisdom, so far above the surface, easy to underlook. And if you are privileged, one day you'll experience it firsthand, feel the intense heat, and feel tales of how you were singed and inspired by the blaze far above the surface. V.S. Chochezi, Dr. V.S. Chochezi. There you go. My sister. Sometimes when I listen to her poems, I feel like I got a 2nd degree burn and I'm about to blister. But I bet you one thing, I hate it when I missed her. So, the story for today is a mighty nation on the Niger. So we're going from Niger to Niger. That's right. We're going to keep it real as we cross the burning sands, talking about fire and flames. We're about to cross the burning sands and go to the land of Niger in West Africa. Now, we call this West because this is east way over here and that's south down here, and north is just up here. But really, it's kind of West Central Africa, the nation of Niger, right on up in, well, not the nation, excuse me. This is a mighty nation on the Niger. So the Niger is a river that goes right around up in here. Here it goes here, starts up here, and it goes all up over here. So it goes into Niger and then on over into Songhai, into what's now known as Mali. In the days when no European had yet managed to penetrate the interior of West Africa and the horrors of the Atlantic slave trade had not even been imagined, a great civilization arose along the Niger River, where it brushes against the southwestern Sahara. Established by the Songhai, a nation of scholars, warriors, merchants, farmers, and artisans, the empire that bore their name became well known throughout North Africa, Southwest Asia, and Europe for its power and its wealth. The Songhai was the third and greatest of three empires that waxed and reigned in this region. Between the 8th and 16th centuries, its predecessors lent their names and their reflected glory to the modern African nations of Ghana and Mali. Like them, the Songhai Empire echoes down through history half a millennium after its days of glory in tales of its most fabled city, Timbuktu, a mysterious and alluring place that still stands at the edge of the Sahara in the region called the Sahel. Sometime around AD 800, caravans of traders from the lands north of the desert brought south a new religion, Islam, which played a role in shaping the states of this region. The Islamic or Muslim faith was already firmly established in most of the cities of the Sahel by the middle of the 15th century, when the Songhai people began to extend their domain from their capital city of Gao, which is over here right on the Niger, okay, located about 200 miles down the Niger from Timbuktu. So from here to here, it's about 200 miles. So the same distance as from where I'm living now in Kent, Ohio, down to Columbus, Ohio. So it'll take you a little while twice as far. That's almost to Cincinnati. So you could fit the whole state of Ohio right inside of the country, the nation of Mali today, the country of Mali. But what used to be the Songhai Empire would dwarf the whole state of Ohio plus a couple other states. Now, the empire's founding ruler was Sunni Ali Bear. Ali, the great of the Sunni dynasty. Sunni Ali began his campaign of conquest in 1468 by taking Timbuktu, which was then ruled by the Tuaregs, a nomadic Berber people. The city, strategically located where the camel caravans made contact with boatmen plying the Niger River with goods from the south, had grown wealthy from trade. Timbuktu succumbed after only a feeble show of resistance, thanks to the treachery of its chief, who hoped to strike a deal with the invaders. Contemptuous of what seemed to be an effete, submissive population, the Songhai slaughtered hundreds and pillaged the place. Sunni Ali's next target, the city of Janneh. Now, the city of Janneh, about 200 miles going south on the Niger. Janneh did not surrender until 1473, after a siege that lasted, according to oral histories, for 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days. Admiring the courageous stand of the city's defenders, Sunni Ali annexed Janneh, but left his king on his throne and his population unharmed. As Sunni Ali consolidated his new realm, he strove to reconcile the feelings of the majority of his people, who were rural folk and believed in their traditional deities, with those of the Muslim city dwellers whose wealth and learning were essential to the empire's government and commerce. He successfully maintained a balance between the two factions for the duration of his 27-year reign. Sunni Ali's son and successor, Sunni Baru, however, paid little obeisance to the prevailing Islam of the cities. By openly worshiping the old gods, he shattered the fragile unity that his father had worked so long to preserve, and Muslim insurgents acting in defense of their faith deposed him in 1493, just 6 months after he inherited the throne. The leader of the rebels, Muhammad ibn Abu Bakr Ture, became the new emperor, going by the name Askia, generally translated as King Muhammad. So Askia Muhammad. He ruled the Songhai Empire, expanding its domains for 35 prosperous years. The death of Askia Muhammad triggered cycles of dynastic infighting. So destructive were these struggles that the final decline of the Songhai Empire had an air of inevitability. Weakened by internal dissension, the empire proved easy pickings for a small Moroccan army that ventured across the Sahara in 1591. So just to give you an idea, Morocco of today is up here. So they came south down this way, probably to to Gao, where his capital was, down there at Gao. Okay. In 1591, the once invincible Songhai troops found their traditional weapons no match for the Moroccans' new firearms imported from England. Within months, there was nothing left of the great Songhai Empire except the songs and stories that have kept its memory alive. And there you have it, a nation on the Niger. Now, we've already talked about the schools, the university at Timbuktu. We also talked about, what was the other thing we talked about? There was one other thing that was in there that we talked about too. We talked about the school, and we talked about, the Songhai seat of power. So tomorrow, coming up, building a nation on salt and gold. So we're going to talk a little bit about the salt and the gold. Both of them equally as important in a desert nation. You need salt to retain water. In the desert, you want to retain water. Think about it. Don't stink about it. We'll be back tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit about why you want to be able to retain some water if you live in the desert, and why salt was so important as to be on par with gold. Salt and gold. Salt being a commodity that actually is still traded today in various parts of Africa. Meanwhile, Doc Ock, I'm signing out. I do have a little bit of time left, just enough time to remind you that school is coming up if you didn't know it already. If you're looking for help with your youngins, get in touch with me. You got my address. You can contact me right through YouTube, or you can contact me through Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Kofi Kemet. That'll be the name you look under. Okay, that's my other name, other than my alter ego, Doc Ock. And just check me there, or you can go to the website. Even better yet, go straight to Black Facts Educational Research Incorporated. We've got a website out there. You can go to the website and contact us directly through the website. Okay, so we're giving you a number of ways to stay in touch, stay on top, and make sure that your children get what they need, as well as yourself. Okay, because everybody needs to learn just a little bit more. Each and every day, we should be learning something new. That's what keeps us fresh, keeps our mind active and working on oiled wheels. Meanwhile, I'm cutting out. So without a doubt, this is Doc Ock at noon and 9 signing off. We'll be black tonight at 9, and we'll see you again here tomorrow at noon. Peace out now, without a doubt.